Well, if you don't know what the Boise Weekly is, you are missing out. So you can get this local publication every other week, now available digitally, which is awesome news. To tell us about what they've got coming up is our good friend Jeanne Huff. Hello, Jeanne. How are you?
Hi, and I know it is confusing, but we are still weekly.
Yes.
We are weekly in the Idaho Press, 3 weeks a month, and then we are printed as a tab once a month on the last Thursday of the month. It's
Okay.
a very complicated process.
But you know what? Here we are. We've all evolved, so we know how to do digital things, still the paper, all of it, and you keep us in the know. By the way, happy International Women's Day to you, Jeanne. I want to give you a big shout out. Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about the Boise Weekly, what you have coming up. Vertical Views Speed Climbing. Tell me about that.
So this is a new contest that's an internet. It's a national contest, and they're bringing it to the Vertical View climbing place in Meridian.
Oh, I've seen it right off 84, right?
Yeah. Yep. They actually do climbing on the outside of that place too.
You know, I've wondered that every time I drive by on the freeway and I see it, I'm like, it looks like you could climb on the outside. So that's going to be amazing. I could probably get up 5 feet, you know, every time I try. I'm like, I don't know where to grab. So that's going to be very, very cool.
Well, I actually climbed Mount Bora a few years ago, but I don't think I could do that.
Wow, we need to have a whole segment where, you know, Jeanne, you just tell us about the things you've done in your life, because that's awesome. I always see pictures of people on top of Mount Bora. I've never done it. Also, Dogface and the 208 Natives. Who are they and when can we see them?
Well, everybody, I think, knows Dogface, at least in Idaho. He's the guy that was chilling with the cranberry juice.
Okay, I was wondering. So that is, right when I saw that, I said, is that the Dogface we all remember from TikTok where he was on the longboard and drinking the cranberry juice?
Yep.
Oh,
that's the guy.
Is awesome. That is so cool. And where can we see him?
Fleetwood Mac. Yep.
And where can we see him, Jeanne?
He's going to be at Tree Fort.
Okay.
So, and I believe he's going to be at Boise Brewing. Not exactly sure, but it's in all of the things where they're going to be are listed in the Boise Weekly.
Oh, that's perfect. You know, it's so funny because we've watched him. You know, it's been probably a couple years. I know he's had some TV show appearances and all that stuff. So very, very cool. He kind of helped to give Idaho some love. You've got another Tree Fort recommendation as we're getting ready. Grover, right?
Grocer.
Oh, grocer, okay.
Grocer, like going to the grocery store.
Okay, so it's grocer.
Yeah, grocer. And so they are also going to be, they're a kind of a Philly punk band, and they're also going to be at Tree Fort. You know, Tree Fort is just 13 days away.
Isn't that crazy? That is just, oh my gosh, look at them. And they're all dressed up like golfers. And they're punk, which I love punk music. I love golf. That's right up my alley. So we're just 13 days away, Jeanne. Can you believe that?
I know. And there's going to be like 20,000 people making Boise into something different for just a few days.
I remember when we moved here, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, we were not aware yet. And so we went down and we were like, what is going on? And we were seeing all this live music. So we ended up going, fell in love. And it's, we've talked about it before. What's so fun about Tree Fort is you see a lot of these acts like this year. You'll see them in 13 days. 2, 3 years from now, some of them will be household names. Lizzo was like that a few years ago. Now Lizzo's huge, and she was at Tree Fort. Also, the Sun Valley Film Festival preview. That's also a big part of Idaho.
It really is. And so George Prentice has a preview of some of the films that you might want to see. And he also talks about, you know, just being down there in Sun Valley during that time when all of the there are all kinds of celebrities that you just kind of run into at the grocery store or just walking on the street. Josh Brolin is going to be there this year.
Oh, wow.
Picking up an award. And yeah, it should be really cool.
It's always a fun time in Sun Valley with all those celebrities and film legends out there. So, Jeanne, thank you so much. We're excited. All this information can be found on the Boise Weekly, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much. Stay with us after the break. We'll be talking to our favorite Lauren coming up on Idaho Today.